Hello! This is the first of 4 videos I plan to record in advance because I'm going on vacation soon. So if you're watching this, I'm probably in a hot tub right now, so envy that for a second, why don't you? So, the reason I'm making videos on these is because I had 4 ideas for redstone creations that I kind of wanted to show off, little modifications of some designs, shoutouts of others, revisiting an old design as well, and this is the first of these. So, first and foremost, we have an elevator by TDL that I wanted to showcase because this has kind of been the Minerva standard for a long time. I mean, it's probably never not been because he came out with it pretty much right when we started our server, and it's 100% lossless, easy to set up, and fairly lag friendly. However, there are a few gripes that I have with it that I'm not completely satisfied with. First off, we've got 4 pieces of redstone dust that are not completely necessary. I never did love the wiring, and the fact that you need ice right here to break up the packed ice kind of drives me nuts. Now, I do respect and understand the fact that he designed this thing to not have to use packed ice, so you can actually replace, in fact, for all of these designs, the pressure plate block with a slime block, and that will work completely fine. However, I typically have no problem just using packed ice. So what I wanted to do was show the modification that I've been using for this design. This is pretty much what I've been setting up all over Minerva whenever I could, because this is a lot less laggy way of doing this. So first and foremost, I'll show that it works all the same. So you can just have our repeating command block, it pushes the items up, and it's all good. But the difference here is we're using a comparator or a repeater. So this is an or kind of thing. You don't need both of them, but technically comparators would be less laggy. Repeaters are just cheaper, so whatever your preference is, both of them are better than redstone dust as far as I'm concerned. So this is just kind of a less laggy way to do it. Now, I'm not going to say that this is going to make or break your world, but it's a slightly more optimized way of doing it. And I keep referring to Minerva. We have an iron farm running. In fact, it's actually TDL's iron farm. And that's got this elevator working pretty much non-stop around the clock. In fact, I think I might even be able to have a swift transition right into that world on the fly here, because I think I was just chilling out at the iron farm beforehand anyway. Perfect. So you guys can see that if I enter spectator mode here, we have this thing running kind of non-stop. And we use repeaters here. So the reason that this sort of came to mind is because this is always running, so I figure if we could reduce it just a fraction of a percent, then maybe this will be better for the overall world. I don't know. Maybe it'll make a difference. But I also have one more design to show you guys because, you know, I had the idea, and I figure I might as well show that this is possible. So this isn't really better, seeing as it uses 2 pieces of dust, but it does reduce it to like a couple torches. It's just different. I don't know if it's better or not, but it works all the same. And it goes like so. So you do have to redirect the current, so I'm using a button here. That's kind of my personal preference. Or if you're super OG, you can use a chest, or you probably could, in fact, even use an observer here. Now this will screw it up for a second, but if you use an observer, it will redirect the wiring all the same. And the reason people prefer that and a chest is because it's all one block. You don't need to have a button facing off to the side, but again, preference. And another reason I love these designs is you'll see that in every single case, the items came up right on top. So whatever you want to do with these items, if you want to plug them straight into a hopper stream, or if you want to have a water stream going in any of these directions, it'll work completely fine. It's just really a stable item elevator that I've used quite a lot, and I like TDL as a creator, so kind of wanted to give him a little bit of a shout out with this design. You guys should definitely check out his channel. He makes a lot of good videos. I mean, back in the day, what kind of put him on my map was his Mob Reactor X. That was a shifting floor mob farm that was 55,000 an hour, and that broke with 1.9. I think it was with 1.9 where they fixed the shifting floors, but I used that thing for a lot of loot on 2 different worlds back in the 1.8 days, and it was a really great farm. And since then, he's been mainly focused on iron farms and little stuff like this elevator. So yeah, this is still the standard on Minerva with my tweaked wiring. It's still the same concept, so I still give him the credit. The chest is necessary. It's a chest stabilizer. Without it, in fact, I haven't actually tested this without in a long time, but if I'm not mistaken, the item should just fly out to the side or something. Yeah, for some reason, it just doesn't work. He did explain this in more detail to me personally once, but I don't know, I didn't get the full details on that. But with the chest, it goes straight up. So just kind of a weird quirk. At this point, I'm rambling. So there is a tutorial for this on his channel. For this design here, I would recommend kind of just starting with the pistons, getting these laid out. This does need to be a block lower. So if you just kind of block this off, you can go down just a couple blocks, place the piston there. Here's a nice sideways view if you guys need an example here. These blocks off to the side will stop the water from going out everywhere, but you shouldn't have too much problem figuring this out yourself. One thing to keep in mind is this piston will be directly under the middle of your elevator, and then the pressure plate will always be straight in the middle of this 5-block line pattern. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the wiring will be kind of in the middle, and the wiring is also fairly intuitive, so if you screw up you might even be able to figure it out. It's not too difficult to build. And then over here it's sort of the same deal. Pressure plate's in the exact same spot. Pistons are in the exact same spot, except that the dust is right below it. Goes off a block, and then you need to redirect that wiring, or else you'll power the piston, because if you power the piston, it kind of overrides the torch, and then nothing ever happens. So, yeah, that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this little elevator video, first of 4, and that's it for me. And thanks for watching.